Hi guys, I'm Kajal and welcome to my channel, Big Girl in a Big World. So today we are headed to a fun brunch with strangers. This is being hosted by, I think, Conversation. I think that's how it's spelled, KAUNVERSETION. What these guys do is that they actually host fun, like events that can be either brunches or dinners or picnics, right? Where you get an opportunity to meet up with new people, play games, share stories. I'm very, very excited to get there. Today I just thought of, just showing you guys how I do my makeup, like an everyday normal makeup. And yeah, just see how I turn this beautiful face even more prettier. Okay, fair enough. So I have already done my skincare. So I think in the morning I apply a vitamin C. I love using the Laneige milk toner, and then I've gone ahead and applied my sunscreen. I use the Wish Care sunscreen because that's something that I love. It's so liquidy, it is so hydrating, has no white cast, and I think that it's like the perfect base for my makeup to kind of go on. So I generally start with, forgot to get my concealer, hold on. Alright, so there it is. So I generally start with my concealer. I use the Huda Beauty concealer. I think I've been using this for years and I love it because it just is a perfect shade match for me, and it basically gives me great coverage. And yeah, so what I do is that I generally take some on my hand, and okay, like I said, I've not got a tripod, so it's not going to be a very crisp sort of a video. Is more of an experiment for me to just see how I look on a camera, if I'm able to do this a little bit more naturally, because this is not my 10th rodeo. So what I generally like to do is just use this. So this is a makeup brush, but I think I've forgotten. I'll link it down there. I'll link it down on the description. Anyways, I use this makeup like this concealer brush. I really like it because it's really, it's really dense and it picks up the concealer really nicely. Now, one thing that you have to know about me is that I do not like to really, put a lot of layers of makeup on my skin, no matter what is the... Okay, sorry, I had to take a break because someone came to my room. I stay with my parents and a couple of other people, so yeah, it's never my space, but I like it like that. Anyways, so we continue with our concealer. I just kind of go and just spot correct everywhere wherever I see a little bit more pigmentation or spots or whatever, but it's always very, very sheer and light, while it's a very, very buildable, like a very high coverage foundation. I still like to go really light with it. So for my under eye, what I do is that I have just taken a little bit of concealer on the brush and I go under my eye. If you see, I'm not really going under this area because I know that I crease a lot. So yeah, so this is what I generally do. So idea is not to I don't see, I'm not going to any glam party or anything for it to be completely concealed or whatever. I just want my face to have a little bit fresh sort of a look, right? And that's what I'm going for. So this is what I do. I generally dab and then I just kind of pull it down a little so that like the lower area of the cheek or whatever it's called is also kind of taken care of. And if I feel that I need to build a little bit more on it, so I take a little bit more. So idea is to go slow and steady, and even with a very high coverage sort of a concealer, right, I'm very careful to not overdo it, because like I said, makeup is at least for me, makeup is all about accentuating what you already have rather than hiding a lot of flaws or the perceived flaws or mistakes. Any which ways, so we go ahead and we do this, and once this is done, I think I'm happy with it, because I thought that I'll apply a little bit of the tint on my face, but I don't think it's required. Yeah, that's what, at least for me, I focus a little bit more on my skincare, right, so that I don't have to apply a lot of makeup. But I think it's everybody's choice, and I prefer to keep it a little bit more bare, because the thing is, we live in Bombay. It's a very, very humid weather, and I do tend to sweat a lot in general. So one of the big girls things what to do. Yeah, and now go ahead and I use this Charlotte Tilbury powder, and I just swirl it around, tap it on my hand a little bit so that I don't, use a lot of powder, and just have like an even sort of a flow. I just basically go ahead and tap this powder on places that I've used a concealer on, and not my entire face, because I like a nice dewy look in general. So I don't want to powder it a lot. So it's a very, very, very light. So I use it like literally like a paintbrush on me, because I don't want to overdo it. Yeah, one place that I do make sure that I've set really well is under my eye. And yeah, that's about it. That's the only base makeup that I do. Now once I've done this, what I do is that I go ahead and apply my kajal. This is the Maybelline Tattoo Studio kajal. I hope you can see it. This is in the shade brown, because I think brown just looks a little bit more softer on my face. So I start with my outer corner of my eye. I bring it in. So I don't bring all the way in right now, because the best thing about this kajal is that it also has a sort of a blending. I always do this. Anyway, so it has a little bit of a blending tool right behind of this. And what I do is that once I've lined it, I'll just go ahead and blend it. And as I'm blending it, I will get it a little bit more closer to my inner eye. Right? And this is what I like doing in general. This is what I like, and this is what I do. Yeah, I think I'm happy with this, right? It does not give you a lot of harsh lines, and you can just choose to blend it a little more, just so that till you're happy with it. I also at times do this where I close my eyes and just line it. So I'm very bad at tight lining my upper lash, because my eyes just starts watering. So this is one of the hacks that I saw on one of the people that I follow. I think Shreya Jain. Yeah, I think this is where I saw her doing this, right? That she tight lined her eyes like that. And what I also do is that once I tight line it, I also, without really lining my eye, I go ahead and just use this on my lash line. So if you see, it gives me this sort of a look. Right here, like a little bit of a smoky, edge. I don't know what this is called, guys. I'm not expert at doing makeup, but yeah, you'll figure it out. I hope you'll figure it out. Anyways, so I do the same thing on my other eye. Okay, I think there might be some background noises, because it is the 15th of August, and yeah, people are celebrating. Yep. Do you guys have any good stories about 15th August celebrations, especially in school? Because I remember I used to hate going to school during 15th August, because it was a chutti ka din, right? It was a holiday, and we were forced to come to school so that we can participate in the celebration. I think at that time I used to get really irritated, because it used to be my it was my day off, and we were called to school early in the morning for the flag hoisting. But yeah, now those are the memories that that you kind of look back upon and really love. So yeah, this is my stuff that I do. Yeah, so generally what I do is that once I'm done with my kajal pencil, I go ahead with an eyeshadow, So I take the brown eyeshadow, the dark one right over here, like this one, and I just, like what I do is I take a flat brush like this. If you can see this, yeah, I just take this, like take a little bit of product, dab it on my hand first, and then just line it up right where I had placed my kajal. It's just again one of those ways to lock it in also in a manner, and it just kind of gives a little bit more definition to it. We do it the same way on the other eye. Yeah, and then without taking more product, we'll just go ahead and again, like I said, tight line this in the top. Just place it really close to my top lash line. Okay, now what I do is that I don't pick up more product. What I did, I dabbed in my hand, on my hand is what I pick up, and again do this on the other eye. And if I'm not happy with something or whatever, I just kind of diffuse it with my finger. Okay. Awesome. So yeah, I like how this is looking. Guys, there might be some background noise and I can't do anything about it because we stay in Bombay. And it is a very chaotic place to be, but I love it. I do love it. At least up till now I've really loved it. So we'll see how it goes. Now for my blush, I'm taking this DM Beauty blush in the shade of ILY. I'm trying to really... Anyway, it's called ILY. I will again link it down. Very gently, I love it's a stick format blush. This is how it looks. This is the color, it's beautiful. So I just go ahead and I start stamping. So it's not very aggressively pigmented. So it does gives a lot of, it gives a lot of control for me to build up if I want it, or build it down, or remove it, or whatever the right term is. So okay, then I use this PAC beauty blender. I love this beauty blender because this flat thing, because of how flat it is over here, and then it's pointed over here if you want to go in the nooks and cranny. But since I don't use too much foundation, this works for me as a blush blender. Okay, so this is what I do. I also like to put it on my eyes so that it just gives a more cohesive look. There you go. Blend and blend. So I just kind of take it till here, to the middle of the pupil of my eye. And I just taking it in. I think one thing that I don't like, right, when anybody, and this is just my opinion again. Whatever I say, my opinion. If you like it, you please continue to do it. So I like to really blend my blush in and not have that singular streak of blush on my face. So I like blending it pretty properly. Some people might say I'm wasting product, but hey, my product, my rules, my makeup routine. So yeah, so that's what I do. Okay, I am happy with it, I think. Wait a minute, let me just... I'm still getting used to, remembering that I'm in front of a camera and doing this. But what really has helped, surprisingly, is that I have done my makeup on my front camera for, I think, about 7-8 years now. It just happened, right? So yeah, so I think this is slightly more easy for me because it's not I don't get confused when I'm in front of the camera, especially when I'm doing my makeup. For everything else, guys, I'm always confused, but for this I'm a little bit more confident, and I thought that's the reason I'm doing this video. Then what we do is that we go ahead and we take a powder blush. Please ignore how dirty it is, but I love this blush. This is by the brand The Balm. We don't find a lot of their products here in India, but I did get this off Nykaa a couple of, I don't know when. Yeah, don't come at me. It works for me. It's not broken me out. I like it. Any which ways. I just take a very tiniest amount of powder and just highlight it. So while I love a dewy look, I know that I'm going to start sweating and it will be a natural dewy look any which ways. So I just kind of powder it down a bit, and this is how it looks. Now the only two things that is left is of course mascara and lipstick. I will do my mascara here on camera, and then for my lipstick I'll take a break because I like to do my hair and all of that and then do my mascara. So we generally use like a curler, and I really don't know if this helps, guys. Like honestly, I just do it because it's what I have seen people do. At times it works, at times it doesn't. Maybe I don't know the technique, but it's okay. You know, that's the best thing about makeup, right? You can just keep experimenting. Like you just keep experimenting, you keep learning. One day you get it, one day you don't. But that's the beauty of it. It does not has to be perfect. You just keep experimenting, and one day you figure it out. And the other days you fail. Alright, I think I've curled it enough. At least I'm okay with it. When I use this Smashbox mascara, so I generally use this when I have to go somewhere it is not office. So today I'm going out for a brunch, like I said. So I like using this mascara, which is a little bit more dramatic. At least in my opinion it is. What I do is that I like keeping a light sort of a weight on the wand, and you know, keep flicking it on the outer end, so that I like that elongated. Like I'm trying so hard not to make that mascara face that we all make. You know what mascara face that is. Oh, I always made it. Anyways, we'll be a little bit more sophisticated since we are on camera and it is rolling. Anyways, okay, guys, my mascara game is not great. I'll be honest. I keep experimenting with, you know, like moving my brush like that and really, you know, like working the product in, but that's the best I can do today, so it's okay. At times that's all that one can do, is try their best, and that's what I plan to do. On the other side, oops, I got a mascara on my eye. It's okay, we will figure it out, don't worry. That is the best thing about makeup. If you screw up, then you go back and you do it again. It is irritating for sure, because you got it wrong, but it's okay. It's okay. Nothing to worry about. Nothing to sweat about. We will just continue. And once it dries down, we will just dust it off, because once it dries down, it is dry. It's easier to, you know, remove it without really retouching your makeup. So yeah, so this is how my makeup looks without my last step, that is my lipstick. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I think as I kind of leave, I think I'll have to leave in the next 40 minutes or so. So I think by then this will also, you know, it will kind of get toned down a little bit, and it will just be at the right spot that I need. Okay. So guys, I've done my hair. I've just straightened it out fatafat. And now I'll just go ahead and do my lip. So I'm using Charlotte Tilbury's Pillow Talk Medium. I really love this lipstick. The only downside is that it doesn't stay for long on my lipstick paste. But okay, I like it, and I'll apply it and I'll reapply it when I need. So today I've actually forgotten to hydrate my lips, but it's okay. So you go ahead and just, I think lipstick is that one thing that I don't think too much about. I just go ahead and I, you know, apply it. There's no lining or anything that I do. And I've done this all my life, at least from the time when I started using makeup. So I think that's about it. I'll just diffuse it a little bit with my finger. And what is just left, what I like to do is just like mix it in my blush, because why not? See, no rules whatsoever. You can do whatever the hell you want, as long as it's only done to you. Okay. Now one thing that I also like doing, especially with the Charlotte base, is that I like applying my Too Faced lip injection gloss over it, because it just gives a very nice look. Yeah, this was just an experiment that I done and it worked. Oh, I like it. I really like it. So, yeah.
Yes, my final look. It's cute, it's sweet, and I love it.
So I finally came back from the brunch that I was talking about with the conversations, guys. It was pretty fun experience, right? There were about 30 of us, I think more than that for that matters, where we were divided into a couple of groups. We had a chat. There were some really, fun questions, interesting questions, deeper questions that, allowed us to understand each other and, just know where each one of us are coming from. While all of this is happening, there's also a lot of tasks and activities that you're doing as an individual, as a group. So if you're looking out to, go meet new people, have a fun time with, very, very like low pressure, this is a very, very good place to start for sure. I think as I kind of go ahead, especially in this year leading up to 40, I do want to, go ahead, meet up with new people, have new experiences, and just open my mind to new things. So I'm very excited to take this forward and grow this channel and show all of these experiences. I'm hoping that I'm able to at least convince one of you to go and just live life and have a good time. So on that note, I will leave you guys here. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you've liked the video, please like, comment, share. And I will be here with my next video soon. I'll see you then. Bye.